Hey, happy St. Patrick's month. Yeah, it's March, so we are here, of course, with Leprechaun, and my name is Tiffany. Welcome back to the Booshakalakapodcast. I'm joined with my co-host Pierre.
Behold the dawn of a new age. My mutant plants have the strength of the deadliest animals. Once you've frozen mankind, these babies will overrun the globe, and we shall rule them. For we will be the only two people left in the world.
Is that Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
That is Batman and Robin. Fuck you.
I thought that was Melina's speech or something.
That was Uma Thurman's speech. Poison Ivy.
Oh, okay.
Same acting.
Oops.
Same acting.
A theater major. Okay, so we're here. I just wanted to just let everybody know that
You're trash.
now that we've started your mom. Now that we've started this podcast and I'm rewatching movies that I used to love, I'm starting to fucking hate these movies.
Don't go back now. No. Do not, listeners. Do not listen to her. She is the #1 advocate for the Leprechaun movies. She will suffer through this month the way I had to.
So, look, don't get me wrong. I love the in the hood part, but this one is just this one was some bullshit. And I don't recall. I think I recall liking the third one, of course, and then the two in the hood. So the third one when you went to Las Vegas, and then the two in the hood. Those are my favorite Leprechauns. Those are ones I could watch over and over again. But the first, second, in space, garbage, mama, garbage.
Go to space.
Because all the movies went to space back then. Jason, why not? All right, so the synopsis is very short, very quick, very to the point. An evil, sadistic leprechaun goes on a killing rampage in search of his beloved pot of gold. That's it.
I don't think that's fair.
What would you give the synopsis?
Well, they're literally stealing from him. It's not like he's just going and killing for no reason. They're literally taking something that is his out of greed. So that's the one. Maybe I didn't hate this movie. I don't know. Maybe... Try as they will and try as they might. Those
try
who
as they
steal
may.
me gold won't live through the night. Okay. Go ahead. Right, this is yours, baby.
Okay, so we start off with a limo driving to a farm, and a man gets out and he's drinking Jameson. And this is for all of my people out there. It is not Jameson. It is Jameson.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's not Beijing. It's Begin. You know, black men go in the barbershop talking about, let me get a Beijing. It's not Beijing. That's not how you spell Beijing. It's Begin. Anyway.
Do you want to keep going? It's chandelier, not chandelier. Do you want to keep going?
It's croissant, not croissant.
Honk it up.
So anyway, so he gets up, he gets to the house, and his wife comes out, and they have the strongest accents ever. Where have you been, O'Grady? That wasn't good. That wasn't good. Dan O'Grady. I can't even do it.
Girl, it's fake. Irish.
I have 2% Irish according to Ancestry DNA.
Oh my god.
I need to go see my people. But anyway, so he tells her that they're going to be living it up in just a few because they're rich because he found gold. That's how he said. That's how he says it. So he was supposed to be going on a trip to Ireland to bury his mother, and he comes back. He has her urn, and he breaks it, and all the gold is in there. And he shows his wife, and he had the gold sent to their home in North Dakota. Why are two clearly Irish people living in North Dakota? I don't know. They don't tell us why. Mm-hmm. So he tells her that he found a wee person, a leprechaun, and told him to tell him where his gold is. And the wife is like, "Get in here, O'Grady. I don't believe you." I mean, I could do Jack Frost all day, but an Irish accent, me no think so. So, Mrs. Grady is like, okay, I'll make you a pot of tea. And Mr. O'Grady's like, okay, I'm going to go hide this gold. Why? I'm unsure.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you had the money and it was worth that much, you should have got in there, told your wife to pack a bag. No, told your wife to get her passport because we don't need anything if we're this rich, and got
Mm-hmm.
back in the limo and drove
Mm-hmm.
the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so she's making the tea, and then she hears Mary had a little lamb.
I feel like that's not the song.
Little lamb. He followed her to school one day, which was against the rules.
That's not the song she sang. The
I
song
bet you
she's
I bet you
the song.
$20.
Hold up, no. The song she sang was Mary had a little lamb.
You know where she's from. Mary might not have had a lamb. She might have had a dog or a chicken.
A little bald-headed boy, brother named Bald.
Sing a song you do know. The love boat. Soon we'll be making another run. All aboard. Shut up. You think you're going to stump me? I'm going to get it every time. I'm going to get it every time. My mic is so far away from me, I just realized. I'm going to get it every time. Okay, so anyway, so she hears the child singing, and it's coming from Mr. O'Grady's suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes, and the leprechaun comes out and scares the shit out of her, that she tumbles back to the staircase to the basement door, and she dead. That's it. She's rolled down the stairs. She
Madeline
dead.
Ashton fall. Like, she was done.
She's out of here. Like, she wasn't going to get up with her head turned around backwards. So Mr. O'Grady comes back from hiding the gold, and he hears, let me see if I can do it. Where did you hide it, Dan? Did you hide it somewhere in the house?
Oh my God. It was there, and then it just faded. What happened?
I don't know why. Where did you hide it, Dan? Did you hide it in the house? Okay, that's better. I feel like if I actually tried, like, practice, I could get it.
Okay.
Anyway, so the leprechaun comes out with a pot of tea, and he ends up sitting down and starts drinking it. And Mr. O'Grady has a 4-leaf clover and a gun, and he points it to him, which scares the leprechaun. He shoots at the leprechaun, and the lep ends up running to the basement. Mm-hmm. So O'Grady goes down, and he sees his wife's dead body. So he's like, "Oh shit." Then Lep does this crazy ventriloquist act, and he's holding up the wife's head, and he's like talking for her, and I'm like, okay, what? At first, so he could throw his voice, and he could do he's a ventriloquist, so we know 2 of the leprechaun's powers. We're gonna learn so many more as this movie goes on.
Yes.
So O'Grady loses it and starts shooting erratically. Probably shot his wife. She might not have been dead. She might have been passed out, but he probably shot her. So the bullets just kind of slow the leprechaun down, and they don't kill him. So that's another power. Mm-hmm. And so O'Grady ends up trapping Leprechaun in a crate, and he is hammering it down, and Leprechaun is fucking taunting him the whole time. You look a little sweaty.
Like, I was
sweaty,
like,
Mr. O'Grady.
This is some petty shit. Like, if this came out today, people would actually like it, because that was some petty. He's like, like, why was he was talking so calm? I was like, what the fuck? We also need to add the reason Leprechaun's able to be trapped in the crate is because he puts the 4-leaf clover on top of it.
Which makes no damn sense. Like, shouldn't he have just been confined to that one little area?
Oh no, we'll get on how he's trapped in shit, but then finds a way in anyway. We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that later. But yeah, so
O'Grady's idea is to burn the leprechaun down. But I'm
thinking, burn me. I won't let you. I won't let you.
He's but my thing is, if he burns down the house, it's gonna burn the 4-leaf clover, and he's automatically gonna be able to get out, right?
I'm guessing he's gonna burn it and hop in the limo. I don't know.
Like, I don't know. So O'Grady pulls his wife upstairs because he doesn't want to burn her. He loves this lady, and he starts throwing the gas down there. He's like, "You might have a stroke," and he's like breathing. He's like, ugh.
He's visibly sweating, and he's just like,
he lights a match, and he's like, "Burn in hell, you green bastard!" And then he just passes out. And I was like, "Oh shit, he is dead. Mr. O'Grady is dead,
allegedly." And so yeah, the leprechaun's just trapped, and yeah. So 10 years later, we.
But wait, no, I have a couple questions.
Go ahead and ask your questions.
Why didn't he stop to get like a glass of water or something?
You think he died because he didn't have water?
How did the leprechaun get through customs?
Why, if there was no 4-leaf clover on the fucking suitcase, why was a leprechaun not able to just hop out? Explain it. Because if he like, why? Because if why did she? Because even when she went to go open the suitcase to let him out, he opened it up himself. So why are you ever even pretending to be trapped? What are you doing?
So, as somebody who is down with the leprechaun lore, which makes no sense, his gold gives him power. Mm-hmm. So it's a possibility that he didn't have all of his strength that we see a little later in this movie as well.
And I'm gonna call bullshit on that too. Because Grady sent it in the mail. You said he sent it in the mail to the wife. So
he sent the gold in the mail.
Okay, so then yeah, he wouldn't have. Okay, all right, okay. I was about to be like, well, if Grady had it, then it's right next to him. If he has,
how did the leprechaun know where it went? Because here's the thing. Okay, I'll get to that part in a minute.
Well,
but
no,
I will know where it went.
Okay, I'll give them because usually when you have magical items that belong to a magical being, they usually can track it, like they can sense it. So I'll give them that. So he should. Well, that doesn't explain the movie then. But he should
That's
know
what I'm saying.
He should know where his gold is at all times. Well,
yeah, I don't know. So then we hear this beautiful song. Won't you be my 4-leaf clover? Be my lucky charm that's here to stay.
They should have paid the extra money and did.
It reminds me of the made-up songs on Love Is Blind. They'll be like, I just don't want to do this, John. I just don't trust you. And then you hear a song. Trust is the most amazing thing you can have in a relationship.
Now I'm glad I don't watch this show.
The songs always match what they just talked about. It's so funny. And then when the black people come on, you hear like,
stop
black music.
So 10 years later, we're introduced to Tory and her dad. And they're driving. Do they even explain why they're going to this cabin or this home? They're just like Tory's basically going off on her dad. It reminded me of Casper. And she's like going off on her dad because she doesn't want to move to this place. And she's just bitching. And he's like,
"You don't want to go to that Booshakalaka mountain town." But they leave LA.
Oh God,
nobody's and drive to North Dakota, and this dumb bitch is like, "Oh, we're in Arizona." And he's like, "We're in North Dakota. LA to Arizona is only like 4 miles, dummy. That's a long ass drive to North Dakota. That would have taken them at least a day or two."
Isn't that? It's like in the middle. North Dakota's in the middle.
No, North Dakota's at the top.
No, but it's in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's Middle America.
It's at the top, but it's you go that way from California.
You go east. You go northeast.
That's what I said. I said that way.
You said you go that way. You're probably one of those people that if I'm riding in the car with you and I ask you for direction, you're like, "Oh, go this way." And I'm like, "Bitch, right or left?"
No, I'm terrible with directions. I do never eat sour worms. So, never eat sour worms. That's how you tell north, south, east, and west. Somebody didn't go to school. And so
somebody smart and just remembers it the way it's written.
Fuck you. I am on this podcast for the people who still do this for left and right. Because the L is left, baby.
You're an idiot.
And anyway, so we get to
the North Dakota bitch, and I'm sick of you already. All right, go ahead.
We get to this rinky-dink ass house. The bitch ain't been renovated in 10 years, and they roll up.
It hasn't been touched.
And so I mean, she bitching the whole time. I don't understand why Jennifer Aniston doesn't like this movie because it's not like she did terrible in it. But yeah, she bitching this whole time. And
I mean, she was a nepo baby. It was gonna work out for her anyway.
Wait, what?
Yeah, her dad was really big on one of the soaps back in the day. I can't remember which one. But he was really big.
Sounds like I haven't heard of the Anistons.
He played on the soap for years. I can't remember. Bold and Beautiful, One Night to Live, All My Children, one of them bitches.
Okay. And so its rank is dusty. It's it's borderline inhabitable because it's just like
it's got a white refrigerator.
A white refrigerator. I was like, oh, girl, please put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home. And so, she's just like picking it apart. And I mean, maybe in 1993, people are like, she's just bitching and doing too much. But really, I'm not saying that shit. Like, the dust alone, like, and she does bring up valid points. Spiders, rats. Like, no, you need to fumigate this place. Like, there are steps to moving into a fucking abandoned house that ain't been inhabited in 10 years. Like, I don't know what the fuck is in here. It could be a coon in there. Like, I don't know.
The thing that gets me the most is, why are they here?
They don't.
Did they buy this house? Is your dad actually broke and he's going back to his old hometown?
They don't
he's
even
not
explain
telling
that
her
they're related to the O'Grady's. Like, are they even? How do we know this? Like, it's just very odd. Like, but maybe the city sold it because there I don't know, there were dead bodies in there, and anyway, and so she's like, you know, going in and out, and as she exits the house, you know, she's like she's calling to make what is she calling to make a reservation at a hotel, or is she going to get some food? I can't remember. She's on her phone.
Hotel.
Yeah, she's making a reservation at a hotel, and so she's leaving. She's like, Dad, I'm fucking out of here. And so she walks out, she bumps into this guy and he spills his paint thinner, and he gives her a hard time, and he's like, you made me spill my paint thinner. And she's just like, okay, well, here's $20. And he's like, I think you would help. Bitch, I would have took that $20 so fit. I'm not about to fucking get
$20 in 1992. Yes,
like,
please.
girl, like, literally, like, bitch, stop playing with her. And so, you know, she takes back her 20, like, rightfully so, because I'm only gonna offer it once. And so that's when, you know, she realizes he's hot. He's 90s hot. That's why. No, he's hot. He's 90s hot. He has the long hair. He has the jawline. He's white. He's hot. I don't know what else to tell you. And so
she's tall, dark, and handsome.
I am so mad. Did you see on Twitter where people were realizing that didn't mean a black man? Like,
I knew it didn't mean a black man, but if I was reading a book, I always imagined it as a black man.
Because I don't know. I that is a reach.
Because I feel like I remember they said that God, like Michael Keaton or something back in, because he played Batman back in the day. I feel like I heard them describe him as tall, dark, and handsome or something like that, and I was like, oh, they're talking about a white guy with dark hair.
Is his
hair brooding? Or is it brooding?
No, he has dark hair. He has to have dark hair because that's how James Bond is usually. Because remember when James Bond went blonde, everybody lost their minds. They're like, oh my God.
You remember that show, James Bond Jr.?
And so and so she is smitten with him, and she's like, and so he gives her a hard time, and it's borderline sexist, where he's like, oh, you're a girl, you don't want to stay in a house with bugs. Bitch, no, I don't. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This ain't Australia.
No, I'm a fucking human. I'm not Steve Irwin. Like, this isn't my job. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, I know. Like, we don't live in Australia where we get 10-foot tarantulas in our home and we just carry them out like they're dogs. And so, you know, he kind of like reverse psychology is her into staying. And so her dad's like
his way of hitting on her is dissing her.
Mm-hmm. This is where it started. And so her dad comes out and he's like, I understand if you want to leave. And she's like, oh, Dad, I don't want to fucking leave. I'm staying. You think bugs scare me? I'm a blonde. And so she decides to stay. And I'm like, girl, you're dumb. I'm not. They don't even have like, I wouldn't even trust that bed. It's 10 years old.
So why is the first thing for them to do is to paint the house, and not for somebody to fucking get all the shit out of it?
You know, like renovate something. He really should have sent people there before they got there. Like, there are ways to do this. But like you said, maybe he's broke.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we're also introduced to Ozzy and Alex, my least favorite characters of the fucking movie. And so
Ozzy seems a little touched, right?
Ozzy is very touched. But he's touched in like a lovable way. He's like Hodor from Game of Thrones. And so he's like, basically, he's like 30. I'm being generous. He's like 48, hanging out with a 12-year-old. And the 12-year-old is visibly smarter than him, with a smart ass damn mouth. And so Ozzy's like
big, dressed like Chucky for some reason.
Ozzy's big into conspiracy theories, so he's telling about UFOs and magic and waterfalls and unicorns and Harry Potter and shit. And Alex is like, I don't want to hear that shit, you dumb bitch. And so, but they're pals, you know, they're lovable pals. And so,
Tory goes back into the house looking for Nathan, and she's trying to give him a peace offering, which is 2 glasses of, I don't know, cranberry juice. Hopefully it had a little vodka in it or something. So she goes into the creepy basement that she just came from with the spiders looking for Nathan. Because, you know, dick is more important than spiders. Like, I'd rather get dick. I don't care how scary the spiders are. And she goes in, and some kind of tarp falls on her head, and she screams, she drops the juice, and it actually fell into the crate. So we see the leprechaun, you know, waking up He looking up like, hey, who's that peeping in my window? Pow. Nobody know. And he, so you see him waking up, and they decide that they're gonna open the crate. They start to, they start to open, and then Ozzy screams bloody murder. They run out to see what he's got going on, and Alex tipped the ladder, and all the blue paint fell on Ozzy. So Ozzy is a mess, and they're like, "Oh, go in, and grab some towels, go ahead and clean up." Mm-hmm. So Ozzy goes in, and we hear the same song. Oh no, we hear "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, How I Wonder What You Are." So he hears that coming from the basement. So he goes to the crate, and while he's like knocking the dust off the crate, he knocks off the 4-leaf clover, and then pow, 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 pow. The leprechaun busts up out of there like Kid and Ryu knocking down those barrels in Street Fighter, and he jumps up, and you hear this fucking fucking flute in the background.
He's such a fucking. He's
haven't eaten in years.
He eats a toy cricket roach.
I thought it was a toy. Okay,
that was a toy. That was a toy, and you know it was a toy. And and he's all. I hate how he introduces himself. I'm a leprechaun. You see my buckles on my shoes? Bitch.
Ozzy's like, what the fuck is this?
Bitch, fuck you. He's like, and
he's a shoemaker by trade.
Yeah, your shoes look a little dirty. Like, he's such a fucking.
Like, are you hungry or do you want to clean? What do you want to do, sir?
He's such
an asshole. So Ozzy runs out. Oh no! So Leprechaun asks him, "Have you seen my gold?" And Ozzy's like, "Bitch, I just got here. I don't know what you're talking about."
And
so
he's like, "Bitch, I'm gonna bite your ear off if you ain't got my fucking gold."
Oh yeah, he said, "Tell me, or I'll bite your ear off." And so it's almost there. I know it's so close. So Ozzy runs up the stairs, and the leprechaun goes with his hand, and we see some green come out. And then Ozzy
do we
freezes.
See? Wait, what do we see come out? Because we see Microsoft, Microsoft 1800, and so another
Windows 6.
One of the leprechaun's powers is telekinesis. But he's not. He explains that he's not strong enough. Ozzy's able to still open the door and get out. He's not strong enough yet because not only doesn't he have his goal, but he's also been asleep for 10 years. So yeah.
Like, girl, we never find out the full capabilities of his magic. And as the movies progress, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? You just have to dispense belief because it's not gonna be clear cut, concise because
So Ozzy runs out and tells everyone, leprechaun.
It's a leprechaun.
Leprechaun. He's after me, Lucky Charms. Stop him. Stop Lucky. And so they're like, "You're dumb, bitch." And they go in the house. They go in the basement, and they don't see no leprechaun. So they're just like, hee hee ha ha. There's no leprechaun.
How could they wonder how that crate was just smashed to smithereens? They don't care.
They don't care. They see a rat, and they're just, he's Ozzy, so he's automatically discounted, which isn't fair.
Oh, that's Ozzy.
Who else but Quagmire? And so they see a rainbow in the sky when they get out the fucking house.
Why did I just think of he's Walter the ear boy? His ears are really big.
Nobody remembers that. Is all that still on Netflix? I wonder if they have that episode.
I don't know. I didn't there were none of the musical acts are on there.
What?
I guess because it's like, yeah, so I guess it's like some kind of I guess it's like blocked from the music act. So it's just the show. There's no musical acts.
Get out of here. That's lame.
So Ozzy tells them what's going on, and I was gonna say Jennifer Lopez. Tory and Nathan decide to go ahead and go to start. Fuck you, South Park. Go to start. Go to start painting.
Why did they make that episode? No. Why did they make that?
So Tory and Nathan go start painting the house, and Ozzy's like, "Hey, there's a magical rainbow. We're gonna go to the end of the rainbow." So they start running, and Alex is like,
"I'm about to leave.
Don't worry, we'll catch him. We'll be back in time for supper." And they run off, and it looks like the rainbow ends at a truck. Mm-hmm. So Ozzy opens the door, and he sees the bag. He finds a bag in there, and he says it's gold. And Alex is like, "Give it to me!" And he snatches it back from him because he knows everything. And Ozzy's like, we got to see if it's real. So he takes the gold and he bites on it in his cheek and he fucking swallows.
That's some fat ass shit right there. How you like
the the gold coin is like the size of a Dunkin' Donuts Munchkin donut, flattened out. Like, it is huge. Like, it's the size of a 50-cent piece. And he swallowed gold. Like,
and so Alex decides he's a fucking genius for some. I'm like, girl, this sounds stupid. But he's like, we're not gonna tell anybody about the gold. We're gonna go into town and we're gonna take one coin and we're gonna get it appraised. He doesn't say appraised, but we're gonna, basically see if the gold is real. And then once we find out that one coin is real, obviously they're all real. So that's Alex's plan. And so he's
not a bad plan. Not a bad plan.
Ozzy just goes with it. And so yeah, but he's just like, we're not gonna tell anybody, we're not gonna tell any of the adults because they're gonna try to stop us. Which, where are Alex's parents? Who are, like, what adults are they talking about? Because outside of Nathan, there is no other adult. But I mean, because Tory and her dad don't fucking count. Why the fuck would they tell them about the gold they found? So it's like I just met them. So
I feel like maybe Nathan and Alex are brothers, and Ozzy is just like their neighbor, and they just offered him a job because nobody else would.
This is so sad. I don't want to think about how depressing
Tory
this is.
and Nathan are painting the house as if it is going to be on the set of fucking Sesame Street. Like, the windows are lined red and the side of the house is blue. Like, what are you doing? What's the thought process of what is this? Are you going to paint an American flag on this house? What is going on?
This house is actually going to be the house from Texas Chainsaw Massacre when they're finished. So
in North Dakota.
So
North Dakota Chainsaw Massacre.
So Tory and Nathan are flirting and painting. Nothing is sexual about this. She's covered in paint. I don't understand how. It's all in her arms. Why? And so he's like, you think you can open that paint can? She's like, I sure can. I was like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of my face. So she walks over to the truck and she's like getting the paint, and you see the leprechaun under the truck. And so he's horny because it's been 10 years. And so he goes and he rubs her leg, and she's like, oh, Nathan, Ethan,
cut it
stop.
out.
Like, why would he go under the, like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot to rub her leg. Anyway. And so then she turns around and she sees Nathan at the house, and she like, humans can lick too. And so, and that's when she screams and the leprechaun scratches her. And so she's like, ah! And so they're like, Tory, a hot woman's hurt. And so they run over, and they're like,
white woman in danger.
And so they run over, and she's like, oh, something scratched me. Something was caressing me. And her dad's like, it was probably just a cat. And she's like, oh no, a possum. And she's like, Dad, I know what it's like for a guy to rub on my leg. And he's like, wait, you are? That was hilarious. That was very funny. That was a pretty good line.
Well, she also said, Nathan, I thought that was you caressing my leg. He said, would you let me? Like, everybody is hot in this movie. Hot and ready.
And so, they're all freaked out. And so they like, the cat, it was a cat or the possum ran over there. And so they go looking for it. Baby.
Well, the leprechaun throws his voice again and goes, meow. Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's just a cat. And it's like,
so the daddy over.
Yeah. I'll let you have it. Because it's fucking stupid.
No, he go over to try. He go over to try to get the cat. Ain't no cat. Leprechaun bite his motherfucking with those. He has tetanus with those
rotten, immediately
rotten, gross ass teeth. And so the dad's bitten, and he's like, "Oh my god, we gotta go to the hospital." So everybody jump in the damn pickup truck. I'm like, why are y'all fitting all these people up in here?
They could have stayed and painted the house while Tory took her dad to the emergency room.
Exactly, because it seems like y'all are trying to get extra money.
They put 5 people in a pickup truck.
Yeah, and the pickup truck doesn't start. And I was like, I thought that the leprechaun messed with it, but no, it's just raggedy. So Alex got to get out.
The distributor cap.
Yeah, he got to like fiddle with it, and then they start the car. They head to the hospital, and so they head to the hospital, and they take the dad in the emergency room, and so everybody's like, fan out, go eat and play and be merry.
But you see the leprechaun go run into the shed, and he goes in the shed and he gets a tricycle, and that's when the camera decided to film at 3 times speed because he's moving so fucking fast, riding behind them to catch them. This happens several times in the movie. I don't know if it's part of his magical powers. We're just gonna say that it is. He has the ability to make objects move faster than they should.
Okay, super speed. And so Tory and Nathan, they go eat at the diner, and Ozzy and Alex, they go to find a pawn shop man. I don't know why that sounded weird. And so basically they give the guy the gold. He says it's real. We'll get back to him later. And then Tory and Nathan, they're at the diner, and she's being a bitch again. And she's just like, I want to eat this. I want an Evian water
and a watercress salad.
Mind you, what he had looked good as hell. What was that smothered pork chops and mashed potatoes and rice?
It was meat though.
Oh. I just saw gravy. It looked. Oh, I haven't had gravy in so long.
You didn't have any for Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything?
I don't put gravy on my turkey. And so
I like to put it on my I like to use the drippings from the turkey, and I'll put some on my dress, and it makes it even better.
You said drippings. And so yeah, she's just being an asshole. Like she's
just being a jerk. She's like, oh, I'm vegan, and he's like, oh, are you sure? And he grabs her shoes, like, well, what do you think these fucking shoes are made out of, you dumbass hoe?
I didn't know vegan was that old, honestly.
Or maybe she's a vegetarian.
Maybe the 90s was vegetarian. Or maybe she said I don't kill animals. But anyway, that does not matter because the leprechaun finds the pawn shop owner. And
wait. So the pawn shop owner is like, okay, I'm gonna put this in the safe for the night, and then I'm gonna go ahead and head out. So he's starting to open up the safe, and the tricycle runs into him. So he's like, oh, a bike. That rolled up to me on its own. Let me just move it. People don't react like they should react. Like, what the fuck? Who put this bike in here? Did somebody pawn a bike to you and you're aware of it? Or did this bike just appear out of nowhere? Anyway, so he pushes to the side, and he goes to open the crate, and the lep pops out. Back to this. Why couldn't he get out that fucking crate? Why couldn't he get out of that crate? But he can get in this safe? Because
it had a 4-leaf clover on it. I'm giving you what they give me.
Which is nothing.
He had a 4-leaf clover on top of the crate that didn't move for 10 years. He was able to get out of the crate when the 4-leaf clover was removed. That's all I have to say. So he pops out and he bites the fucking guy's leg. And when he bites it like he's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like there's just instant meat. And I was like, oh my God, like. And so the guy falls, he's clearly terrified. And so this bitch, I don't like bitches. And this some bitch shit. This a bitch right here. He'll get a fucking pogo stick.
Did you have a pogo stick growing up?
No, I had terrible balance. I'm not.
Oh, I had one. I used to bounce to 100, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. And then I come back a couple days later, bounce to 100. But never once did I said, this old lip, he played pogo on his lung.
That song scares me. And so he jump on over and play hopscotch on this man's chest, and while he's hopping on him, he's like, it's like cutting him open, like there's blood. I don't know. I was just very confused. I was like,
so usually there's like a stopper on the end, like a plastic stopper that you have under like table and chair legs. But it was just pole on the end of that, so I can see that.
Pause.
But again, the leprechaun's what? 38 pounds? 40?
That's an asshole thing to say. Maybe 40. And so he's just crushing the man. He's killing him dead. But that's not how he kills him. No, is that how he kills him? I thought he slit his throat. Oh.
He pogos him to death.
Oh no, I'm thinking of later in the movie when he takes his buckle off. And
so Alex and Ozzy join Tory.
Wait. He gets his coin back from him though. He gets the coin. Like he gets one of his coins from him. Wait
a minute. Okay, we'll get back to it. So he has one coin.
One coin.
Okay. One doubloon. So they get back to the restaurant, and now we see that Leprechaun has a car. So I guess he got a car out of the pawn shop. He said the bike ain't with it. So let me magical toot this car.
So, time out. There's a song that plays when he's driving in the car. Please
What's the
sing the
song?
song. If you
What
want to go and
song?
take a ride with me.
He was not playing that song.
That's hot. You know that's what
I live this.
he was
Hey, put
flying in
speed on
that
my
car.
head.
I was like,
Wait, no, because when they showed the cop and then they showed like the widescreen of the car driving by, that motherfucking shit was not going more than 8 miles per hour.
he was acting like it was going 80. That's why I was like, why is he going to stop
Yes,
the car?
like it was going 85 and a 20. The cop is like, oh hell no,
Like, exactly.
Donuts up.
There's some shit that I'm just gonna ignore. There is some shit I'm just gonna ignore. Because what the fuck?
And he pulls the leprechaun over. He's like, hey.
How did Leprechaun know to stop? He's 600 years old. Like, why would you stop for a cop? He pulls over and shit. Like,
I'm sure they have cops in Ireland.
600 years ago?
That means he was alive last year. So yeah. He's been alive for 600 years. He wasn't born 600 years ago and then teleported 600 years later.
I don't even believe that 10 years ago, whatever. And so I was like, let me see your license and registration.
And he said, aren't you a little young to be driving? I'm 600 years old.
And then he kicked the car. That pisses me off. Because he kicked the fucking car and he had to do that. And so he's all like, get out. And so the leprechaun is like, me and you was ever apart, my key,
like, what were
ain't
you doing?
No ocean, ain't no sea, my key, take my sister away from me, my key, And so he grabs his face. And so,
he does.
That's what, he just grabs his face and there's just blood. And I'm like, is he crushing his face? Is he pulling his skin off?
His nails.
It was just very like, face palm, big. Wait, hold up. Brick wall, shack attack. Now you need a tic tac. Never mind, take it back, girl. You need a whole pack. And so, the cop is like, I'm scared. So instead of hopping in his fucking vehicle and driving off, he runs into the woods because yes, why not? Why not go for a run?
I hate it when they show the cop running and then Lep running behind him and like so slow. Like he would never catch up to him.
In them fucking heels. In them heels.
Those are booties. It's winter.
Those are Steve Madden.
My mom, I swear, owns like 40 pair of booties. I'm like, every season she's buying new booties. I'm like, why do you need more?
Those are Steve Madden's slip. So they play hide and seek in the woods. Why he's taunting this policeman for so long, I don't understand. And so
to span out the runtime.
I will say though, he's smart enough to see the policeman's gun and then instantly throw it away because of O'Grady, he knows what a gun can do. So he like throws it away. So the cop doesn't have a gun; he just has his stick. So he's like, "I'm a Rodney King, this bitch."
This great big old walking stick. It's actually a baton.
Go ahead.
So the leprechaun is teleporting in between the trees, and we're like, "What the hell is going on?" So he's like, "Ha, over here, ha, over here."
And with the coin, he can now teleport, which would have solved all his problems anyway. But go ahead.
So the cop is like, "Oh, so leprechaun runs off, and the cop sees him run off, and he's like, okay, it's my turn to go." So he runs he starts to run away, and he sees the leprechaun's hat, and he stops and picks it up. For what reason? I don't know.
They don't want to they're actively trying not to survive in this movie. Actively. Like, no. Why would I pick up his hat?
So he picks up the hat, and the cop is like, whew, he's gone. I gotta sit down and I gotta rest. Like, you just saw him teleporting between trees. What makes you think he won't do it again? So he sits down to rest. Leprechaun jumps on his fucking shoulders, and they're like, da 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 da, turning. Leprechaun just reaches up and cracks his neck like fucking David on Fear. Like, he was done with him. He's like, all right, I'm done. And then the leprechaun heads back to the house.
And he fucks shit up. Like, he tried to eat some Lucky Charms. They nasty because it's 10 years old. And then like, he tears the house apart looking for his gold. It almost looked like he wasn't even looking for it. Like, you just tearing shit up, just tear shit up. Which, honestly, to be fair, they kind of need to do that to the house anyway. Get this shit up out of here.
And then he starts shining shoes. He grabs shoes out of the closet and starts shining them. And then the crew comes back and they see the house is trash. And Nathan's like, oh, I think it might have been a bear. What fucking bear shine shoes, bitch? Yogi and Boo Boo was looking for food. They were not fucking shining shoes.
The funniest part was when he's like, y'all stay here. I'm going to head outside. And they like follow him to the kitchen. They're like, we're all really scared. Like, that's so real. I'm not saying nowhere. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
But Nathan goes
We're
outside.
not splitting up, baby.
He go outside anyway. And baby, I pray this never happens to me. Bear trap. Instantly grabs his leg.
Falls into a bear trap, yeah.
And baby, the leprechaun come out and starts swinging like Bad Girls Club style. And so he just starts. He starts whipping his ass. Everybody else come out and helps not. They literally sit there. Tory just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Alex and Ozzy are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Let's jump over him. Let's twirl around him. They don't do anything to help this man while this leprechaun is whipping his ass. Tory's like, Ozzy, go call the police. Ozzy, go call the police.
I got it. Bitch. Help! Help! It's happening. The attack is on. Oh, Grady. You messed me up.
Because why did he say it's happening?
Help! Help! It's happening. The attack is on. O'Grady Farm. Send help. The leprechaun is attacking. Send army, guns, marines. We're going to need some medicine. And then he hangs up the phone. Help! Help! The attack is on. It's happening.
What the fuck? This is why Alex said, yeah, we're gonna use the money to fix your brain, bitch, because Alex want to get him a lobotomy because he feels like you're dumb as hell, and he proves that he's dumb as hell. So the police are like, oh my god, ha ha ha, that was Ozzy. You know, it was Leprechaun this time. Last time it was UFOs. So they pay him no fucking mind. So Ozzy come back outside to where they're clearly not helping him. Nathan got to help his damn self. So he takes his shotgun and Tory
Alex
actually
brings him the shotgun.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, Alex brings him the shotgun. Tory actually does something useful for the which she hasn't been for the past 5 minutes, and she pulls apart the bear trap so he can get his leg out. And so then he takes the gun and he pops Leprechaun, and you see green blood, and he just like ah. And so he only shoots the Leprechaun one time that I counted. Every other time he shot a bush. And he's just
Why
going,
was
bam.
he wasting the bullets?
I was so mad. That's what I thought. I was like, so he's just gonna waste the bullets? And then he's like, I know I shot him 6 times. You don't know shit, bitch. You don't know that. You shot him 1 time. Like, okay.
And Leprechaun is gone. He's not even in the bush when they get over there. You dumbass.
Pissing me off. So
they have to
they take Nathan into the house and they tend to his leg. Tory's like, wait a minute, Ozzy, did you tell them that it was a leprechaun? He's like, of course. She goes and the phone is now dead, but she uses her portable phone that she completely forgot about. And she calls them, she lets them know, like, hey, something bad happened. We need somebody to get here now. So she calls.
Wait, no, you skip some. You skip some. So they get Nathan to the car. To try to take him to the hospital. We get the distributor cap is fucked up yet again, and Alex goes to lift up the hood, and the leprechaun is now in the truck, in the hood, and he's eating all the cords, so the car is not going to work at all. And then
so we're led to believe.
He punches through the window and bites Ozzy's ear, and Tory hits him with the Child's Play cigarette lighter gag and burns the tip of Leprechaun's nose, and he runs into the shed again. And he builds another fucking car, this time with pitchforks and shit on it. And he I thought this was so funny when I was younger.
It was hilarious. No, it was hilarious. I thought it was it was hilarious. Because
I was looking at it like fucking
so now he's a fucking mechanic? Like, that's another power.
And he has like a horn on it, and there's like, oh
yeah. So his other power with his 1 gold coin is he is Tony Stark. So he makes the Iron Man suit and drives out there. The car is so small, but when he rams into them, the truck they're in tumbles 5 times. Like it I don't even know how to explain how it flew.
I'm still trying to figure out why they even got back. I understand why they took the truck back to the house because they didn't have the car. But why the fuck didn't they get in Tory and her dad's car to take Nathan to the hospital?
They don't want to survive. So after that, that's when they run into the house and they're trying to tend to his leg. She calls the police. She thinks they're on their way, which they are. But the sheriff actually calls the cop.
Stupid ass. She says something terrible has happened and we need someone here right away. If I ever call the police and it's like some supernatural shit going on, I'm just gonna say somebody's shooting. Don't send one fucking cop. Send the whole goddamn army, bitch. Help! Help!
So that is okay. I'm glad you said that because that explains why nobody fucking came, because the sheriff calls the cop on duty who actually the Leprechaun had already killed. And what's the Leprechaun doing?
Yep.
He on the man radio pretending to be him. And he's like, oh, I'll call for backup if I need it. So the cops ain't coming.
10-4.
Like, yeah. And so they're like, she's like, they're trying to tend to his leg, but they really don't have shit. She's like, get ice, boil water, get towels, cotton balls. And
is he fucking having a baby?
Like, it's just like, there's no hope for this man. And so
So Ozzy tells them that he slips up and tells them that the Leprechaun is looking for his gold, and Alex's like, hey, shut the fuck up.
And so Tory snatches that. She should have popped the shit out of both of them. And so she was like, okay, look, where the fuck is the gold? And so he's like, all right, look, the gold is we put it in the well. And she's like, okay, how do I get it out? He tells her how to get it out. So she goes outside. She pulls the gold up from the well. The Leprechaun right there. Ah! And so she's like, here, take your gold. This is what you want. Get the fuck out of my face. And she just screamed, like, she's like, whoa, not more. And so she runs back in the house. Like, I was like,
and we're like, whoo, crisis is over. Nope, there's still 23 minutes left in the movie.
Right. And so she gets in the house. She's like, we gave him the gold. He's fine. And so he's all happy. And so he's like, it smells like the gold. It tastes like the gold. So he's out there counting his gold in the fucking dirt. And so he counts 99 pieces. He got 99 pieces.
So was he counting that 1 shilling that he got from the coin store? With
yes. Okay. Asshole. And so he counts them, and he only counts 99 pieces. And so then he's like, oh, they fucked me over.
I'm 1 shilling short.
Mind you, the whole time that they're in this house, he does not come in. So we're led to believe he's just like, I don't know. Like they act like they were safe in the house. Alex opened up this fucking fridge, bam, there's a Leprechaun there. And so I'm just like, so why didn't you come in the house earlier when they were in, like, why did you stay outside earlier? So
because now he has even more powers. Like, what if they would have never opened the fridge? You know, if you get locked in the fridge, you can't get out.
Because he has powers, he would have came out anyway. So he go from the fridge, he hop in the cabinets, and so he teleporting between cabinets. He's so
LGBTQ
stupid.
Because he grabs Nathan's dick. For no reason. Why did he grab his junk?
The same reason Granny cut off her son's junk. And so this part was stupid to me. He's
like, I should have swallowed.
He's like, open the cabinets and then back off and I'll shoot. And I'm like, that don't even
through
sound
the fucking
right.
cabinet.
And so she's like, ooh, this bitch, stop playing with me. That, like, this is the worst. I'm surprised he even still had bullets left. He used 6 of them. And
they shoot him. They finally shoot him, and Leprechaun runs off. And then the phone rings, and it's the Leprechaun on the other end. And Tory's like, "Oh hell no!" She throws the phone down. So the phone
he did the Freddy thing, because he was like, "You need a hand?"
I thought he did Ghost Dad.
I'm not giving you that. No, because you know how Freddy's
put the bitch on the phone. Put the bitch on the phone.
Freddy stuck his tongue through the phone. That's what I thought when he hit the hand.
I immediately thought about Ghost Dad.
You're awful human being. But Ozzy, this is when Ozzy puts on his cape and he's like, "You guys, I have the last gold coin. I swallowed it. I should sacrifice myself." And they're like, "Ozzy, don't do it, Ozzy." So instead of doing that, they're like, "Oh, Grady will know how to stop him." And so this is when it's discovered that O'Grady didn't die. He just had a heart attack or a stroke. He had a stroke, and I guess the police came. And how would they have known to come to the house in time to save him? Because strokes and heart attacks, it matters how quickly you get there.
True.
Anywho, he's in a mental institution. So Tory gets in her dad's car.
I think he was in a rest home.
Whatever. It had a security guard, and I was like, why would they have a security guard at a rest home? And so
Alzheimer's.
Okay. But yeah, Tory gets in her dad's car. She leaves them there and drives to the mental institution. Sneaks in
rest home. Damn. It was 18 seconds ago.
Weston Hill.
Okay, that works.
And so
Shady Pines.
Shady Pines. And so she sneaks past the security guard, who is, you talk about Alzheimer's, he's fucking asleep. And so she takes the clipboard and she manages to look through it, and she's talking to herself while he's asleep, and she has the clipboard, and she's like, O'Grady. Oh, there he is. So she runs to O'Grady's room and she's like, I need your help.
Wait,
I need your help.
When she drove off, Lep was behind her on some roller skates this time.
This movie is petty as fuck.
He
And so
has
she gets
so many vehicles, so many modes of transportation. It's ridiculous.
so she gets to the room and she's like, hey,
He's
woo,
out. He's out. It's out of the crate.
and we need your help. We need to know how to kill him. And so he's like, you gotta kill him. You gotta kill him. You don't go near that road. A lot of dangerous stuff happens on that road.
There's only one way to kill him. And she's like, well, how is that? He's like, I'll never tell ya.
And so he turns around and he's the fucking leprechaun. And so
she should have known when there were no legs under the wheelchair.
And so she's like, whoa! So she goes running through the hospital. And so another mode of transportation, he in a fucking wheelchair. Baby, he's getting it. He's getting it like Joe from Family Guy.
2 times speed rate. He was going so... Yeah, he was in the decathlon.
And so he's just running after her. And she makes it to the elevator. And then she gets on the elevator and goes down. And then you hear him crash.
And so he crashes into the door.
Yeah, and so that's when you see the real O'Grady, and he's hanging from the fucking.
Oh.
I hate this movie because, like, how did you survive?
Kill him. You have to kill him with 4-leaf clover gold.
He just managed to stay alive long enough to tell her how to kill him, and then he dies. And so,
how did he put him in the top of that elevator?
Why did he put him in the top of that elevator?
Please.
That's one of his powers. So she has the cure. And so she runs home and she's like, we have to kill him with a 4-leaf clover. And she's like, he said it would be over here in this clearing. And so all of them go and they look for the 4-leaf clover. Except for...
So Tory goes to look for it first, and the Lep shows up and another chase ensues. That's when she runs out in the woods and she sees the dead cop and she realizes, oh shit, ain't nobody coming to help us. The leprechaun grabs the cop's eye. Oh, sorry. Tory stabs Leprechaun in the eye with a baton, taking him out. And then he grabs the cop's eye and puts it in his eye. So now he has 2 eyes again. So that's another part of his power. We don't... Regeneration. Oh, earlier in the movie,
like Jeepers Creepers.
His hand chopped off and he was able to put it back on.
But that's like Jeepers Creepers. Like he eats the eye and it becomes his eye. And but the whole time she in the back of the police car talking about, get out, please get out. Like, people do not want to survive in this movie. Why are you doing this? Like,
no. So Nathan's bitch ass shows up and he shoots the leprechaun, and then the 3 Nathan, Ozzy
and Tory
run
they
over
go look
to
for
the
the
clover
4-leaf
patch.
clover.
Yeah, and they're looking, and she's like, "Damn it, I can't find one. Damn it!" And Ozzy's like, "You gotta believe. If you believe, you'll find one." She's like, "Fine, Ozzy. Fine. I believe. I believe." And then she looks in her hand, and it's a 4-leaf clover. And
baby,
like,
they had a spotlight on that 4-leaf clover. They had a spotlight on it, and then when they show it up close, it glows green, and it's like, oh,
it was amazing. So she should have been able to find it in the first place if it glowed like that. TBH. So Alex is in the barn setting up some Home Alone Rube Goldberg trap. You know, he's doing some shit. He's like, I'm gonna catch this motherfucker. I'm gonna get him. And he's got
why did you bring up that little boy? Why did you bring up that little boy? You know I don't like him. You know I have a fucking...
And the Lep comes in and attacks him. So Ozzy's like, oh no, I gotta go save Alex. So Ozzy runs up to the barn and he's like, it's me you want. It's me you want. The coin is in my belly. And the leprechaun says, what did he say?
It's your belly. No, he's like, I swallowed the coin. So he's like, it's your belly. I want. And so he runs after him. And
Lep was giving him the fucking business.
because this was hilarious. This was hilarious. And that's why I have to give it a high score. Because he runs after Ozzy. And Nathan is standing there. And he's like, how's your leg doing? He hits him in the leg.
He's a petty motherfucker.
Like, why did he have to do that to Nathan? Like,
petty boots.
And so he catches up with Ozzy. He takes his buckle off of his shoe. He starts slicing that motherfucker apart, like cutting him
and dicing,
like all over his face, his arms, legs, body. Like, Ozzy, you're done for. And so, Alex is like,
Tory Alex ends up, he's like, I gotta go save him. So he ends up taking the 4-leaf clover from Tory, and he runs up, and Ozzy is still getting the business, and he takes the gum out of his mouth, and he wraps the 4-leaf clover in the gum, and he pulls his slingshot back like he's Bart Simpson. He says, hey, yo, Lep, fuck you, Lucky Charms. And he lets it go, and the nasty, disgusting gum and 4-leaf clover popped right into the leprechaun's mouth, because for some reason he was like... His mouth turned into a fucking bullseye. Like, here, put it right here.
So he starts choking and dying, and like, magic starts to happen. He starts really like liquidating and like becoming like a skeleton. I don't know.
So he melts, and then some magic, some green fairy dust comes around, and then he turns into a skeleton, and he's like,
and so he falls into the well. And everybody's like, oh my God, we saved the day. We saved Ozzy. Ozzy, you're going to be okay. Don't die, Ozzy. We think, but there's still time left for the film. So the director said, keep going. And so,
Leprechaun jumps up and he's like, I want a gold. I can't.
So Nathan's like, fuck this shit. So he goes and gets the gasoline, that 10-year-old gasoline, and he dumps it all on the Leprechaun, all in the well. And so then he lights it on fire and boom, like it's the biggest explosion I've ever fucking seen from that kind of. I was like, does that happen with gasoline? That it just blows up, and so the whole well blows up.
I don't want to see it.
I guess because the well blew up, the police decided to arrive, and so
it was the next morning.
So they rolling up late as hell. And so that's when you hear the Leprechaun's voice. And what did he say? Go ahead. He vows to return, but he says a little rhyme.
I'll not rest till I have me gold. Curse this well that me soul shall dwell, till I find me magic that breaks me spell.
And what spell? Like with the 4-leaf clover spell? You swallowed it, just pass it.
Do a dumbler.
He needs to just pass the 4-leaf clover.
Oh, Jesus, shit it out.
Yeah.
He should have tried to throw it up. He shouldn't have had his mouth open like that, like a fucking bullseye. But anyway, that was the end of 1993's atrocious Leprechaun, the first one. So yeah, for this movie, there were definitely no black people in it.
Definitely not. North Dakota.
So I'm gonna give it a 5.5. You know, it has like a nice nostalgia feeling. I did laugh a couple of times with all the vehicles that he created, but it's just open to the imagination. The length that his powers go, you'll never know because it changes every movie. Trust me.
I'll give it a 6 because it was petty. It was funny. Like it wasn't terrible. Like there were other movies on our catalog that were painful to watch. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. But this wasn't painful. This wasn't painful. It went down easy. So yeah, I'll give it a 6. It wasn't, I don't think, because I now remembering, I don't know why I was scared of it though. Because it wasn't exactly horror-ish, but it was, it's a horror movie, but it wasn't like, Insidious or something.
It was a horror comedy.
Yeah, so because of his pettiness, it wasn't as scary to me.
So I really think like if the cop kill, I guess that was the only like scary one because he was like chasing him because the pogo stick was funny. That was like the only part that had a little bit of tension in it. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it was meh.
Yeah, because they weren't trying to survive; they were acting like fucking idiots. And so, yeah, that's the Leprechaun. I hate you for making me watch that fucking movie.
Well, keep it up because we got 3 more to go. I can't wait till we get to In the Hood. So be sure to join us next week or sometime soon when we review Leprechaun Returns, which is like the direct sequel to this one. Even though there's a Leprechaun 2, we're skipping those. We're going to 2018's Leprechaun Returns. There is another character that is the Leprechaun, but he does a great job trying to, emulate Leprechaun that we know. So please be sure to send your request to booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on X, BOOshakalakapod, Spotify and Apple Podcasts at BOOshakalakapodcast, and send your requests to us. We'd love to hear what you think. We'd love to have guests on the show. Tell us how we're doing. Subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy. Tell your crazy.
Yes, please leave the comments because the comments really do help the channel. And it helps HelloFresh hear us. So yeah, or better help. And so yeah. Thank you for watching and listening.
Let me try to gold.